Oi oi lads, bonjour. Today fellas, we're gonna be talking about sweet old controversy. Controversy. What do you want?
Bank account getting low, eh? You can't just come back after 2 months of not uploading and act like nothing happened. You are not my father, you bastard.
Okay, listen. Much like Gearbox taking some time off, I needed to do the same. I mean, like, the Borderlands content drought has gotten so bad to the point where coming up with video ideas takes longer than making the actual video. And it really shouldn't be like that. Like, how many kids from 2010 do you think I can just find and bully out of nowhere? Like, man, we're in short supply nowadays. Oh my god, you know the video I made where I talk about the kid who made the very first Borderlands playthrough video, right? I wish, oh my fucking god, I honestly wish I was being even remotely sarcastic here, but I'm not. The search bar on YouTube looked something like this. Like, am I genuinely researching video topics at this point, or is the FBI agent on the other side of my screen attempting to sign me up to the nearest mental institution? Because I don't know. But unlike Gearbox, I can't just keep sitting on my ass doing nothing, so we back, baby. I've got like, what, 10 video ideas in mind, and then we'll tackle that issue head on. We can cross that bridge when we get there. I don't want to think about that right now. But I know I'm not the only one who took a little step back from Borderlands, as the franchise's hype and word of mouth has been very quiet on every social media. And so the great Crypto, the genius himself, is on a mission to revive the franchise. And how do we do that? Controversy. That's right, gamers. Cue the drama alert intro, because in today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 5 most controversial topics surrounding the Borderlands franchise, which caused absolute wars in the community. And so without wasting any more time, coming in at number 5, we have Season Pass 2 for Borderlands 3. Now personally, I saw absolutely no issue with a second Season Pass releasing for this game, as it was an optional separate purchase over a year after the base game's release. And if you think about it, we've already received tons of free content in the form of now permanent events and takedowns. But despite that, some people treat it as if Randy Pitchford personally came over to their house, which is already bad enough, right? Keep that man on the other side of the globe, please. And then proceeded to shit all over their carpet. Yes, my beef with Randy continues. Okay, wait, hold on, actually. I had a little shower thought about this the other day, about the whole rivalry in general, let me tell you, alright? So he criticizes me for, how many big budget movies have you worked on before, right? Bro, your movie hasn't even released yet. And now, yeah, I know, I doubt this will ever happen. The chances are extremely minimal, but there is the smallest possibility, like the smallest of all time, that the Borderlands movie might get cancelled. And then what? I'll tell you what, then none of us have a big budget movie under our belt. So how about you keep calm until that movie of yours releases and issue me an apology, alright? I do agree that Gearbox using cut content to make these DLCs, something that was originally free and would have released alongside the base game, it's sort of scummy on their end, especially with the whole Hemovorus situation. But people trying to say they deserve to play both the designers and director's cut for free just because they purchased the Super Deluxe edition is absurd, okay? Like, if you're not illiterate, you can clearly see that this edition of the game only includes the first season pass, which contains 4 story DLCs. It's just a very stupid argument in my opinion, and oh god, I really shouldn't be taking sides in a controversy video, should I? Oh god, what am I doing? But yeah, there's Controversy 5 for you. On to number 4. So happy together. Yeah? Well, where the fuck is crossplay there? Ah, there it is. 2 years after the game's original release, okay. Now, I'm not going to give them too much shit here because I understand that the main reason why crossplay wasn't available at launch was because of Sony and their very well-known stinginess when it comes to the topic. But for a franchise that is heavily advertised as the one for co-op, this was very disappointing and stirred a lot of discussion. Oh god, I just realised I can take another jab at Randy here. And not to mention, Gearbox really didn't help defend themselves with a So Happy Together trailer a few months before the game's release, where Randy thought it would be a phenomenal idea to tell people on Twitter to take a day off of work for this shit. Like, yeah, thanks Randy, my starving child will die today, as I did not feed him, as I did not participate in my big budget job. Instead, I stayed home and watched Flak hit the griddy. You slimy prick. Epic Games. Oh boy. I think we all remember the storm of emotions this exclusivity announcement caused. The like to dislike ratio on the announcement trailer speaks for itself, doesn't it? PC players were not happy at all when they heard Borderlands 3 wasn't immediately going to release on Steam, and honestly, understandably so. The Epic Games launcher was so bare bones at this stage, it was ridiculous. Like, it didn't even have achievements. That said, the game did eventually release on Steam on the 13th of March 2020, a whole 7 months after its original release, which honestly isn't that bad. But there is a silver lining with this deal, which seems to be overlooked. We got Borderlands in Fortnite. PC players got fucked over for 7 months for it. I can't, man. I think the state of roll drops is perfect right now. It really helps me finding my god roll items faster.
Look here. Look, listen! These world drops are too overwhelming. Legendaries are no longer special, and the farming aspect is removed. The second Borderlands...
Actually...
Interrupt me one more fucking time!
This was literally my Twitter timeline for a whole year straight. Do we want more legendaries, or do we prefer it when they're kept rare as legendaries should be, to the point where you're forced to farm them from a dedicated drop source? Jesus Christ, the amount of arguments this one thing caused, but like, understandably so, right? Because it's a pretty big thing that's really important to this style of game. But what do you fellas think? Do you prefer it when there's tons of legendaries all over the place, or do you prefer the old minimal world drops and prioritize dedicated drop style of farming? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm really curious because it's usually like a very tight 50-50 split. Moving on to number 1. 0.5. Any tweet from its Termex under the sun. I swear to god, this man cannot go 2 days without starting a war in the community. Oh my fuck. Number 1. Sup Matto. Now, unfortunately, there's not much I can say about this topic without there being a high chance of this video being taken down. But if you know, then you know. And if you don't know, I'll give you some rough cliff notes. Just don't tell Randy I told you any of this, please, or else he might make a big budget movie about my assassination, okay? Basically, a YouTuber by the name of Submato leaked a ton of Borderlands 3 details months before the game was even announced. And so obviously, many people did not believe him until the game was revealed, and people were like, holy shit, this guy's legit. And then a certain big company, who I shall not name, but I think you all can guess who anyway, basically sent 2 goons to his house to threaten him and tell him to keep quiet about the situation. Matto, as you guessed, did not keep quiet and spoke out, which led to his whole channel being taken down and deleted. Yeah, you can probably imagine the amount of backlash multiple big companies and Borderlands 3 as a whole received. But yeah, this news was huge at the time, and people across the entire gaming community, not just Borderlands, didn't stop talking about it for about a year. It was really crazy. And with all that out of the way, we have reached the end of the video. Some very good memorable moments here, I'm not gonna lie. This was a nice trip down memory lane. And it feels good to be back. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. I make content all things Borderlands, so it's definitely worth sticking around. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.